was extra loud today, that intro. Welcome, everybody, to the Trainwreck podcast, episode 10. We've made it to 10 after taking a month off and almost missing last week's show, but somebody came in clutch. But welcome back to the show. It's Drew.
Hey everyone, couldn't make it
He,
last week because I was too high.
I know. Did you listen to last week's episode?
No,
That's what I
I
said.
go need to.
I said, last week we said there's only two reliable hosts. Well, the other one's high, so we got one reliable host. Hey, I managed to get 45 minutes just by myself. That was impressive.
Just a little clarification of how high I was. From 7 to 4 in the morning, I was literally staring at my LED lights from my computer, just fucking laughing my ass off.
And that's why you don't do drugs, kids, because afterwards he went out and he needed more because he was out. He was out of whatever substance he had. And Drew, you suck some dick.
Mm-hmm. So
Yeah.
vein dick.
And I only know that because it was my dick. I was the one who gave him the drugs.
Mm-hmm. I gave it all the grandma special.
Yeah. But speaking of who's going to be sucking dick, that's going to be Jackson Mahomes when he goes to prison. This news came out first thing this morning that he was arrested on 3 counts of sexual battery. And now there was this video that came out a few weeks ago of him in a bar where he like grabs this girl by the face and like starts making out with her and stuff. And she like pushes him off and he does it again. And it's all on the security camera from the bar. So it's like, okay, that's clear evidence right there. So I don't think he really has much of a case. Now, do I actually think he's going to go to prison? No, because it's on video, so he's obviously going to plead guilty. There's no way he can argue it in court. So he's going to
Yeah.
get a plea deal out of it. But yeah, he's definitely in some shit. I mean, everyone already hates him because he's a fucking douchebag, but he's in some deep shit right now. I'm gonna play the video right now because I don't think Drew has seen it. It's only 15 seconds long, but you see right there how she's like trying to push his head away and shit.
Ew.
Yeah. So that's obviously guilt right there. Like I said, I don't think he's going to jail, but God, I want him to because he would be somebody's bitch instantly with that freaking voice. Oh, the autoplay started playing a video. It went full blast into my freaking ears.
Oof.
Sorry, but he would be somebody's bitch. I mean, I posted that video earlier of that scene from A Haunted House 2 with Mark Henry where he's like, hang up that computer call, come over here and kiss me on my hot mouth. I'm feeling romantical. And that would be what happens to Jackson Mahomes.
I
So,
honestly feel bad for Patrick Mahomes right now for
oh
an
my
absolute
God.
goofball brother he is.
Mhm. And I feel like Jackson Mahomes does a lot of this just because it's like, his brother's a freaking badass football player and all that and famous. And then Jackson Mahomes is just like the forgotten one. I feel like he's just insecure about not being the more famous big brother. So he feels like he has to act like an idiot.
I mean, bro, like the past 2 years, he like nonstop getting into, like some shit.
Yeah.
Like one time, fucking poured like a beer on a fan, fucking
Hmm.
doing dances on Sean Taylor's memorial,
Yeah.
and was it a fucking he like making a ruckus in a fucking bar in Kansas,
Yeah.
and that fucking that incident. He's like, dude,
Hmm. Yeah. So fuck that guy. Hope he goes to jail. I hope some big freaking Brock Lesnar motherfucker uses him as a condom to fuck somebody bigger. But yeah, heck, I thought we were gonna go on a longer rant about it, but I think we both kind of agree, just fuck that guy.
yeah, for real. I was like, he was a piece of shit.
Yeah. So did you get a chance to watch Raw or SmackDown at all this week?
No.
Okay, so have you heard about the draft moves at all?
I saw some of them.
Okay, so like the biggest moves is Rhea Ripley and Bianca Belair, they swapped brands. So Rhea's on Raw and Bianca's on SmackDown. And
That
then,
honestly makes sense.
yeah, so they're going to do a belt swap again. So that means they're going to get another title reign, basically.
Yeah.
Cody stayed on Raw, Roman stayed on SmackDown. So unless Cody wins Money in the Bank, I imagine we won't see them again until next year's WrestleMania, which means Cody Rhodes would probably win the Royal Rumble again.
Yeah, probably.
Other big moves: Drew McIntyre went to Raw, Shinsuke Nakamura went to Raw, Andy Hartwell got called up. Um, and then who else got called up? Isla Dawn and Alba Fire, the NXT Women's Tag Team Champions, they got called up to SmackDown. Yeah, and then over on the SmackDown side, the biggest moves: Edge went to SmackDown, Bobby Lashley went to SmackDown, AJ Styles went to SmackDown. So Roman's got some new challengers right there with those three. I I really, really, really can't wait to see Roman and AJ
Do that's gonna be a match.
because they've had, I think, two matches. They were both in 2016 after WrestleMania 32, and those matches were incredible. And it was with both of them miscast pretty much. Like Roman was the face that everyone hated, basically. I guess AJ wasn't miscast, Roman was. He was the face that everyone hated, and but he still won, you know. Now he's the dominant heel and AJ's the undersized baby face. So I mean, they could have even better matches now than they did 7 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, and AJ Styles, he's been missed because he broke his ankle right before the Royal Rumble. And so he's been gone for like 4 or 5 months. So I'm glad that he's back. And then Bobby Lashley and Roman Reigns, that's another match I really want to see just because Roman's character is, a badass motherfucker that doesn't lose. And bad Bobby Lashley's character is a badass motherfucker that doesn't lose.
Dude, Bobby's very underrated.
Dude, I love Bobby Lashley's probably in my top three favorite wrestlers. His run as WWE champion, I thought was awesome. His run as United States champion was even better. And that kind of helped propel him into that main event scene.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bobby Lashley is freaking cool. And I've got to see him in person a few times in front row at Raw. And I mean, that dude, the kind of shape he's in for being as old as he is, I mean, that dude is freaking scary. And I feel like he's a believable guy, like to the casual fan, where they look at him and they're like, oh, that dude could beat Roman Reigns because he's a big freaking dude.
Yeah.
Now, the women's division for Raw is really freaking stacked. They got Becky Lynch, they got Ronda Rousey, Trish Stratus, Indy Hartwell, Rhea Ripley. I mean, Rhea Ripley and Becky Lynch honestly should be the WrestleMania match next year.
Yeah, that'll also be a good matchup.
And then SmackDown, it should be Charlotte and Bianca.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because, I mean, Bianca's beaten Becky and she's beaten all the four horsewomen except for Charlotte, I think. So it could be she finally beats the fourth one at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Oh, and Asuka went to SmackDown. So both women's divisions are. SmackDown has more stars, Raw has more depth.
Yeah. In my opinion, I think the women's division's kind of underwhelming right now.
Yeah.
But I honestly, the tag division's like honestly kind of carrying it right now
The women's tag or the men's
in
tag?
in general.
Ah. Yeah, the women's tag team scene, I like that Raquel and Liv are champions because they're two really good mid-card women's wrestlers and they need something to do. They should be on TV every week. And That's the thing WWE struggles with is if you're not challenging for the belt, you're not on TV, you know?
Yeah,
So I like that those two who are probably your best mid card women are on the freaking show, you know?
yeah. Like Braun Strowman, Ricochet's been really entertaining to watch. Street
Hmm.
Profits, Chad Gable, and what's that big guy's name?
Otis.
Yeah, Otis. They've been like unbelievably fun to watch. And even the Usos.
Hmm.
I mean, it's weird to say this, but like the tag division for WWE has been really entertaining. Like, but back in the day, it used to not be like this.
No.
So it's a good step forward for WWE.
I mean, when I first started watching wrestling, it was right when New Day went on their long run. And the reason they went on that long run is because all the teams that were other than New Day fucking sucked.
Yeah,
Because the Usos, they were injured for a long freaking time at that point. But like, yeah, there's like the prime time players. And then, I mean, the Dudleys came back, but their return fell flat, you know? And then it wasn't until like Sheamus and Cesaro, which wasn't even like an actual tag team, really. They were just two guys that were thrown together, and then they turned into a great tag team. But yeah, all the other tag teams then besides New Day sucked.
yeah,
But now you have KO and Sammy, you got the Viking Raiders, you got the Usos, you got New Day, you got Alpha Academy, Street Profits. I mean, you got a lot of great tag teams.
yeah. It's bizarre.
And that was the one thing.
I wonder. I no, I don't wonder. I want them make a main event for tag teams. To be
Hmm.
honest,
I
kind of like the
mean,
Royal
with
Rumble for tag teams.
mhm.
That'd be cool.
I mean, I was looking at both shows' tag team rosters, and I think they got enough depth on both shows to split the belts up again. But they haven't made any clarification about what they're gonna do with the tag belts. It looks like it's just gonna be floating champions, like it is with the women's division.
Yeah, but yeah,
Which I
they
mean,
definitely
there's
need to split the belts for tag team division.
But I mean, there's also a lot of great matches that KO and Sammy can have. You know, they've only fought the Usos since they won the belts. You know, we still haven't seen them in New Day. I would really like to see them and the Street Profits. I mean, there's a lot of great matches they can still have. Them and the Viking Raiders, I think, would be incredible.
Yeah,
Yeah, because I mean, those are guys that I mean, they fought each other all the time on the indies and stuff, so they know how to work together. So I feel like you put them just out in the main event of Raw one night, I think a lot of people's heads would be turned on how great that match would be.
yeah.
Guess another thing we haven't got your thoughts on, or what do you think about the new World Heavyweight Championship?
I honestly like the belt. It looks nice.
I am gonna buy the replica whenever I think it's already for sale. I don't have the money for it right now.
And I swear to fucking God, Roman does not need his belt.
Did, so you
It
missed
needs to be
this on
someone different.
said you missed on Raw where Heyman was like, "Man, that belt would look good on Roman, but he can't challenge for it since he's not on Raw." But
Honestly, the person that needs this belt is Seth Rollins.
yeah, that's what I've been saying in my streams. I've been doing streams after Raw and SmackDown the last 2 weeks. I'm like, that's Seth Rollins' belt right there.
They need to
It was
push him big for this belt.
well, so here's what I was saying. So there's the belt right there, by the way, $500. So if somebody wants to donate to my GoFundMe in the description below, very much appreciate it. But I don't want Seth Rollins to go on a long run with the belt just because on the other show you have a guy who's held the belt for almost 1,000 days, you know?
Yeah, this should be a
I,
belt that be constantly needs to be defended.
yeah. So what I want to see is him win the belt and defend it on until SummerSlam.
Yeah,
And then what I think he needs to do, well, not him, but this guy who he's going to lose it to, he needs to turn heel because he's boring right now. And Raw is super heavy on baby faces. And that dude's name is Drew McIntyre. I think Seth Rollins should hold it to SummerSlam, and then lose it to Drew McIntyre, who's going to be a dominant heel, you know?
Dude, I love a turn heel for Drew.
Yeah, because he's really well, he's injured right now. He hasn't been on SmackDown, but I think Drew McIntyre sucks as a babyface.
Yeah, you're
Yeah,
not
I'm not
wrong.
a I really liked him when he was a heel and when he was with Dolph Ziggler. And then he was a good babyface up until he won the belt. And then that's when I kind of started to turn on him. And it wasn't because he had the belt, it was because he was boring. But
Yeah,
they also did,
he's not that person to be like a fan favorite baby
yeah.
face. He's good like being like the hated one kind of.
I mean, he's a good looking dude that's strong and tall. What are you supposed to like about him?
He's fucking Scottish. I wanted to insult somebody.
But yeah, so I think Drew McIntyre should turn heel. And then I don't know if he would feud with Cody Rhodes after that. I don't know who he would feud with after that, but I know they're trying to get him back underneath or trying to
Wait,
assign him to a contract extension, excuse me.
where does Sheamus go?
SmackDown.
Oh damn, I was supposed to say him and Sheamus would be a nice brawl.
Yeah, because they always have great matches.
I would see Claymore bro kick into each other.
Yeah. Yeah, Drew McIntyre, his contract expires with WWE next year. And I feel like that would be another like negotiating ploy right there to, hey, we gave you this world championship run. So I feel like it's something that Triple H is gonna do.
Yeah.
But it's another thing where it's like if he wins the belt, he shouldn't hold on to it long because Roman's still gonna be champion. Are you gonna have two dominant heels as champions on both your shows, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, that's the stuff I don't envy about Triple H.
See that even like that, like when Ric Flair did that shit, I thought he was
Hmm.
really boring for that
Yeah.
because he hold the title for so long. It's like, come on, dude, drop
Hmm.
it for somebody.
Just for a lot of matches end and countouts and DQs and shit like that.
Yep, good old Ric Flair.
Yeah.
Woo!
Time limit draws. Man, that's the one thing. Like, I mean, wrestling fans romanticize so much old school shit, and a lot of it really is stupid. Like, oh, time limit draws, those should be a thing. Who the fuck wants to watch a hour-long match that means nothing?
Honestly,
Like last year when Kenny Omega and Brian Danielson did that, everyone predicted it for weeks. Oh, it's going to go to a limit draw. I'm like, cool, that means I don't have to watch Dynamite for an hour.
yeah, that should not be a thing. If they ever do that, that's pretty much gonna kill the business.
Yeah. I mean, that's the only stuff AEW's ever done, I think, like an hour-long match to end in a draw, but yeah, it's fucking stupid. Speaking of AEW, they have a new head of wrestling administration. It is Will Washington from Fightful.com. I don't know if you listen to any of Fightful's podcasts. Will is a really smart guy and he's really freaking cool. Like, I love listening to him on Grapsody, and he had that Day After Dynamite show, which I didn't listen to that one that much because Thursdays when a lot of my podcasts drop, I can't add another one into that rotation, but he's a good dude. He's going to be helping Tony Khan with creative, which hopefully helps improve Dynamite and Rampage. And that was the other thing that got announced. AEW Dark and Elevation are ending. And the reason they're ending is because AEW is going to be having a new show that's going to air on Saturdays. And the rumored name is AEW Collision.
Okay.
Yeah. And I think that's going to air on TNT. That's going to be tricky for them because, well, it's about to be the off season for basketball, but when the NBA season starts, it's going to be really interesting how they're going to have a Saturday show when there's going to be NBA games on.
Speaking of AEW.
Mhm.
did you hear about Mark Henry getting hired?
Mark Henry's been there for like a long time.
Oh, has he?
Yeah, he's been there since like 2021 because him and Big Show went there around the same time. He's like a
I
trainer
keep away
slash
on the news.
he's like a trainer slash talent scout for them.
No, I think he's like he got elevated.
Let's see. Mark Henry made his debut for All Elite Wrestling on May 30th, 2021 at Double or Nothing, where it was announced that he will be part of the commentary team for its new show, AEW Rampage, as well as a coach.
Oh, okay.
What the? In 2019, Mark Henry pledged to donate his brain to CTE research once he dies. Damn. I didn't know about that. I didn't know he was on the commentary team for Rampage, but then again, I never watched Rampage. I don't
Oh,
think, but heck, that's probably the most we've ever talked about AEW on this show for two people who don't really watch it.
yeah. To be honest, there's not a reason for me to watch AEW. If there
Yeah,
might
I
be
mean,
one, probably be Dean Ambrose, but that's pretty much it.
that's the thing. Like, there's so much content already with WWE. I mean, it's hard enough to fit in 3 hours of Raw and then 2 hours of SmackDown. And then, like, this new show, this new AEW show, it's going to be 2 hours. So it's like, okay, 2 hours of Dynamite, an hour of Rampage, and then 2 hours of Collision. Now you're gonna have more hours of content a week than WWE and not have me as interested.
Yeah.
Because like I do have favorites in AEW and I do keep up with what they do because I love John Moxley slash Dean Ambrose, love fucking Adam Cole, Britt Baker, she's hot and she's a good wrestler. I mean, so there's people to keep up with in AEW. Now, AEW has definitely made me turn on Chris Jericho. Like
Oh yeah.
I used to be a big Jericho fan, but man, every feud he has, it lasts for 6 or 7 months and it gets really boring. And I think that's because he has a lot of creative control and Tony Khan doesn't kind of like reel him in like Vince McMahon would. And so Chris Jericho, I think, has a little too much freedom and isn't self-aware to realize when stuff sucks.
Yeah.
And that's the other thing, like Jericho when you listen to him on his podcast, I imagine some of it's in character, but he's talking about like, oh, I've been able to reinvent myself and stay on top for 30 years. And a lot of it's just him sucking his own dick, basically. And yeah, I'm just like, I don't know, it's all made me turn on Jericho to where I'm like not that big of a fan of his anymore.
I never really was,
Hmm.
but his WWE matches were really entertaining.
I mean, the whole pairing with him and Kevin Owens was freaking genius. And then the feud he had with Shawn Michaels, like, I don't know if you've ever read Jericho's books, but he's a great storyteller. And when he details that whole feud with Shawn Michaels, I mean, there is a lot of genius stuff that went into that. But then again, like, true geniuses don't have to be told that they're a genius or call themselves a genius.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, back to the WWE draft. Did you hear Dolph Ziggler will be a free agent?
Yeah. I mean, ever since Triple H took over, he's never used on TV. And if he is, it's to lose.
I'm kind of disappointed because that dude's really underrated, and that dude could sell a move. I tell you what.
Yeah.
At first, I wasn't really a Dolph Ziggler fan, but I kind of like rewatch his matches. You know what? I will say I'm a genuine Dolph Ziggler fan.
And he's still young for a wrestler. He's 42. He'll be 43 at the end of July. So he's still got some miles left on him, but
Yeah, and I kind of wanted to experiment with a tag team too,
mhm. Well,
like
like
with
it'd
him
be
and what that bro guy name, whatever the fuck his name was he?
Matt Riddle.
Yeah, man, I want him rap real kind of team like a bro tag.
Yeah, like I really liked him and Bobby Roode as a tag team, but Bobby Roode had neck surgery and he's going to be out all year. And see, like that would be another tag team that add depth to the division. But yeah, Bobby Roode, he's gonna be out for a long time.
Yeah.
And hopefully Randy Orton can make it back soon because I really loved him and Riddle as a tag team. RK Bro.
Yeah.
But
Now,
yeah,
I didn't see Bray Wyatt get signed anywhere. You think they're
because
completely done with him?
he's from what I heard, he's sick right now. They haven't specified what, if it's COVID or who knows what's going on with him. But from the reports I've been hearing from Sean Ross Sapp, he's sick right now, and that's why he wasn't in the draft pool.
Uh,
But according to Road Dogg, they said that they have a new writer for Bray Wyatt, which makes me think that they're going to have creative plans to bring him back soon. And I don't know if you noticed, Alexa Bliss, she wasn't in this draft pool either, which makes
you
me
think
think
they're
they're
going
going
to
to
bring
come
back
back
the
to get.
Fiend?
Yeah, I think they're going to come back together.
I also wouldn't mind that,
Yeah,
but
but
they need to do better with the storytelling than what they did
mhm,
with the older Fiend.
yeah,
Because I will say that it was kind of obvious what's going to happen. First, like, oh, I'm excited. What's going to happen next?
yeah. I don't know. I don't know. I haven't been a Bray Wyatt fan for a while. Kind of seeing him fail under Vince McMahon and now he's failing under Triple H. It's just hard to care about the dude, you know?
Yeah,
But all right, you want to get into our team's drafts?
yeah.
All right. You want me to go first or you want to do the Raiders first?
Uh, you go first.
All right. So my team, the Dallas Cowboys, I'll be honest, I didn't really like this draft for us because we didn't draft any starters really. Like I'll pull up the Wikipedia page right now with our draft picks. Oh, hit the right button, fucking moron. There we go. So we drafted Mozzie Smith in the first round. From what I hear, he's going to be a starter, but we also got Jonathan Hankins and freaking Dorrance Armstrong. So it's like, did we really need another defensive tackle? Because
Yeah,
we
like
already have to.
I could back up with Jonathan Hankins. He was with the Raiders. He actually was
Mhm.
really solid for a run stopper for us.
Yeah.
That Mozzie Smith thing didn't really make sense, in my opinion. I feel
Now,
like
from what
you I feel like there should have been better spots to fill in.
I wanted them to go offensive line. Now, from what I heard ahead of this past college football season, Mozzie Smith was ranked as like the best athlete.
Yeah,
Um,
I don't agree with that.
yeah. And then Luke Schuhenmacher, that's the best you're going to get out of me. I don't think he's going to be better than Peyton Hendershot or Jake Ferguson. Jake Ferguson looks like Travis Kelsey Jr. He is freaking athletic as fuck. So I think that was a wasted pick when you had plenty of receivers on the board. And that's the thing we needed was a speedy receiver. Uh, DeMarvin Overshawn, I mean, he's going to be a linebacker slash like safety type, it looks like. But we already got Donovan Wilson and Jaron Curse. So it's like, okay, we don't really need another safety. We have two great ones. And if he's a backup to Leighton Vander Esch, because Vander Esch is probably going to get hurt eventually, yeah, I mean, that's all right, I guess, but he's going to be a backup.
Yeah.
Fahoko, I mean, he's going to be a backup to Demarcus Lawrence and Micah Parsons. So unless he's here to replace Demarcus Lawrence after this year, I mean, I don't see that pick making sense either. Asmund
Yeah.
Richards, he's depth on the offensive line, which we needed, so that's an all right pick. Good for a fifth rounder. Eric Scott Jr., he's going to be like the third, no, not even that. He'd be like the fourth or fifth cornerback on the roster. because you're going to have Trayvon Diggs, Stephon Gilmore, and Deron Bland as your top three. So he's going to be fourth or fifth corner. Deuce Vaughn. Now, this is the pick I'm really excited about. I don't know if you saw the clip I shared on Facebook. So, this guy's dad is a scout for the Cowboys.
Yeah, I saw that video. It was
Yeah,
really emotional. It was awesome to see.
and I don't know if you ever watched him in college. I did whenever Kansas
I
State
did
played.
a few.
Yeah, whenever Kansas State would play OU, this dude was Kansas State's offense. And from what I've seen, he's really fast. He didn't have the best 40 at the combine, but he's got football speed. And him being undersized, that helps at the running back position because he's like 5'5". He's shorter than me, but that works for a running back. I mean, look at Ray Rice. Look at a lot of running backs aren't tall.
Yeah.
So this dude, if Tony Pollard's not ready to go week one, I could definitely see him in the starting lineup. And then Jalen Brooks, a dude I was reading about who was a Division II guy up until his last 2 years of college. He doesn't really look like anything special. I mean, this last year he had 33 catches for 504 yards. That's really not anything good. And he missed the Bowl this past year against Notre Dame because of an off the field issue. Now we don't know what that means. Someone could have died in his family or whatever. But I read off the field and Cowboys. I read Jerry Jones is a fucking moron. And then look at his 40 time, 4.6. That's slow as I mean, for the
That's
average human,
borderline
that's
defensive line speed.
yeah, I mean that's not slow for the average human. But for a wide receiver, I want 4.4 speed. That's what I want, 4.4 speed.
That's a speed rusher defensive ends kind of speed. That's kind
Yeah,
of scary.
like CeeDee Lamb. What is his 40 time? Because he's the fastest dude on the Cowboys. 4.5. So that dude's a little slower than Lamb. Excuse me. So he's a little slower than Lamb, I guess, but I don't like it. I don't like the pick at all. So this draft I thought sucked because we just drafted a bunch of backups and then Deuce Vaughn, who I think is going to be a star.
Yeah, it would probably stop the Cowboys signing Zeke Elliott back
Yeah, which
because
thank
there have been a
fucking God.
lot of rumors that
Unless
probably
we're
sign him back.
unless we're going to use his fat ass as a guard.
I mean, you guys do need a fullback, don't you?
Yeah. But yeah, the Cowboys have 5 running backs on their roster right now. That's including Ronald Jones, who's good. Malik Davis in that game he played last year against Tennessee, he had more yards than Zeke in that game. So Malik Davis, I think, is good. I mean, the Cowboys could have a three-headed monster at running back. They really could. All I think is Mike McCarthy's play calling style. I don't think he's gonna really encourage the running game that much.
No, but yeah, if the Cowboys want to succeed with the offense, they need to start running more
Yeah,
and rotate the running backs.
they and the thing is, this is what really pissed me off about the draft. You needed to get speedy receivers to create separation. I mean, we got Brandon Cooks now and Lamb, but is that enough really?
No, because how stacked your division is kind of.
Oh, with how good the Eagles freaking draft was, I mean, they loaded up their defense.
Dude, the GM for the Eagles, man, he's a fucking that dude is killing right now. So with the Raiders, I'm really satisfied with what they did. To be honest, I'm glad they went safe and got value with their picks,
Mm-hmm.
especially with the Tyree Wilson. I see what happened. I saw what all the good quarterbacks went off the board, and they went what was the value. It was Tyree Wilson. Now this dude is the athlete of the draft. This dude is he's built like Max Crosby and could probably rush like Max Crosby. Now, here's the thing: we also have Chandler Jones, I wonder if they're going to try trade Chandler Jones in the beginning of the season,
Mm-hmm.
try to get some value out of him, or like move Chandler to a linebacker.
Is this the last year of Chandler Jones's deal?
And I think so.
Hmm.
But it's kind of ironic. Tyree Wilson, when he was a high schooler, he was a Raider. And in
Mm-hmm.
college, he's a Raider, and now he's a Raider. So I thought
Oh,
that's pretty
really?
cool. Yeah, it was kind of destined.
I really
Michael
like that.
Mayer,
Mm-hmm.
this dude is like a good all around tight end. I'm glad they got a decent tight end to replace the last one we had, Darren Waller. This dude kind of specialized in the midfield, kind of like a Travis Kelce kind of deal.
Mm-hmm.
Now, with our division, there's a lot of good linebackers and safeties. That might be a problem, but with Jimmy G, when he has a good tight end in the middle, that's where he kind of dominates if he stays healthy.
Yeah, Michael Mayer, he was ranked as the second best tight end in this draft behind Dalton Kincaid. A lot of people had him mocked to go to the Cowboys, and I'm surprised they didn't pick him. So I know he's freaking, I mean, he went to Notre Dame, so he's got to be good.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's a really good pickup for you guys to replace Darren Waller.
Now, Brian Young, I think I watched some of his tape. This dude could be probably one of our stars in the near future, but for right now, I think he's a good rotational piece for our front line.
Mm-hmm.
This dude could create pressure, and but is a very good run stuffing tackle. As what we really need is kind of a run stuffer than a pass rusher. We have good pass rushers, but not good run stuffers.
Mm-hmm.
Not the Trey Tucker. I absolutely hated that pick. I
Really?
wonder they got him because they're probably thinking trading Hunt Renfro.
Mm-hmm.
But
So one quick thing. 4.39 Dallas. You didn't look at him?
I'm not saying the guy's bad. I think he's
Mm-hmm.
actually pretty decent, but it's a bad pick for the Raiders.
Mm-hmm. Well,
I
Renfro,
did,
he's in the last year of his contract too, isn't he?
yeah. So that's probably the reason why they probably draft him too.
Mm-hmm.
So if they do trade Renfro, they better get a good pick out of him.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the quarterback we got,
Sorry, let me go
no,
back
you
up.
good. Aiden O'Connell,
Mm-hmm.
honestly, not a bad backup. He's the future, definitely not. But backup wise, I feel like he could probably fill in.
I'm honestly surprised y'all didn't draft Will Levis when he was falling because
Yeah.
I didn't think y'all were going to take him at 7, but I thought he would have been your guys' first pick in the second round. Like when he was falling, I kept thinking he's either going to the Raiders or the Rams.
Now the cornerback Bennett, to be honest, he's honestly for the round we got, I think it was pretty much a good steal for that fourth round.
Mm-hmm.
But of most, he's probably our third or fourth. But overall, a good pick in the round.
Mm-hmm.
Now the safety, Christopher Smith, the second, we really need a safety backup, so that's a really solid pick. In my
I was,
opinion, probably a good, probably the best pick we get out of the fifth round.
I mean, with how good Georgia's defense was, I don't know if he was a starter or not, but if he was, I mean, he's coming off the best defense in college football, so I feel like he'll translate pretty well.
Now I've been in a lot of Raiders groups and Facebook. They didn't
Mm-hmm.
really like that Bernie pick in sixth round. I
Mm-hmm.
actually kind of liked it. We really need definite linebacker, so I think he'd be a good solid backup. Kind of
Mm-hmm.
like when back in the day we had Morrow, I think that's his name. It was a
Mm-hmm.
good backup rotational piece we had. I think that's what we were kind of missing. A linebacker core is kind of like a rotational let our stars rest and have these little backups play so their stars are ready to go back on the field. And the seventh round, Severa, it's kind of like a seventh round pick.
Mm-hmm.
But I
Yeah.
heard he's a good run stuffer, so the more wrestlers we get, the better.
Mm. Now, how do you think this helps the Raiders in terms of competing for the division this year?
Now it's
Because I mean,
all is this is all gonna fall on Jimmy G's shoulders. If he can stay healthy and actually play decent, we can make it to the playoffs
that is a wild card, right?
as a wild card.
Yeah, because I don't think anyone's
We're
beating
not winning
Kansas City.
division for sure because Chiefs are the thing.
Hmm.
But this all falls on Jimmy G and Josh McDaniels. Because if
Yeah,
Jimmy G can't do it, we're fucked.
that's why I knew you guys had to draft a quarterback because he doesn't stay healthy. This is the last year of Renfro's contract, by the way.
It is
Or no, no, he has 2 more years, I think.
okay.
But yeah,
It's like with the first pick we had, I saw a lot of the quarterbacks were targeting going to other teams. That's why I really like that Tyree Wilson pick. We got a good value out of that pick.
I really thought y'all were gonna pick Will Levis. Like that's the part that really shocked me. But
No,
he
I
got drafted. He
we
got
actually
drafted
have a
2 picks.
smart GM this time. He went really safe and got the value.
Mhm.
I guess I didn't really like Will Levis to be honest.
Yeah, he went 2 picks ahead of you guys too. But I mean, y'all could have traded up.
Yeah, we could have traded up, but they did the right thing for most stay where they're at.
Tell you what, though, Will Levis is a fucking serial killer. Have you heard about him and putting mayonnaise in his coffee, and then he eats bananas like with the
Put
peel
mayonnaise in his
still?
coffee.
Yeah, and he eats bananas with the peel still on.
Oh my dude,
Now, I don't know how he got a girlfriend as hot as the one he has now, if he's that fucking weird, but that dude is definitely gonna kill someone one day.
dude,
This,
she is riding him for the money.
yeah. Well, you didn't see the memes where it's like, I thought you were gonna be a first round pick. Where's all the money now?
For
But
real, man.
yeah.
Uh, man. But overall, if I were
Hmm.
going to grade the Raiders draft, I would say a B plus.
I'll say your guys' draft is probably better than Dallas's.
No, it's better than Dallas's. I'm be
Yeah.
real with you, Chief.
Yeah. Dallas's I
This
thought
is like
fucking
night and
sucked.
day.
Yeah, Dallas's draft fucking sucked. I
The
saw people
first
giving
time in since I was like 20, 23 years, we actually went smart and went
hmm
safe. Now, we're going to pick this player, but he has a bad history and end up in jail in the next year. No, we did not get troublemakers. We got good athletes and respectable athletes this time, man. God,
that
finally.
oh that reminds me of a rant I want to go on, but I'm debating if I should even do it on this podcast. Because it fucking pissed me off when I read about it. Did you hear about fucking Henry Ruggs?
Yeah, I saw.
He's gonna get 3 to 10 years, and they're also saying the time he's already served is gonna count towards that sentence for fucking this this girl that he hit with his car when he was driving fucking drunk. She didn't die on impact when he hit her. She fucking burned to death. Her and her dog. She fucking burned to death. I mean, she fucking suffered.
Yeah,
It's not
that dude needs to stay in prison for the rest of his life.
it. Yes. I mean, I'm all for if you kill somebody, they should either kill your ass back or put you in jail for life. And that's one thing. Like, you have dudes right now that are in jail for selling weed for 20 years. This guy fucking killed a chick and he's going to be in there for probably 4 years. And I saw people and the fucking retards that are like, oh, hey, if he gets out, if he only serves like 3, 4 years, hey, he'll still be in his 20s. He could play in the NFL. Fuck off.
You think an NFL team's gonna be smart to pick him back up and them out? No.
No. I mean, especially now that
See, if he
social
gets out
media,
like in that 4 year range, he needs to devote himself to like to something good.
I hope somebody Jeffrey Dahmer's his ass in fucking jail. Like,
Kind
you
of
know,
like
Jeffrey,
what Michael Vick did with the Pitbull organization he has now.
yeah. I mean, that's Michael Vick's the rare example of someone who came out of prison a better person. Like, I really don't think like a lot of people get really rehabilitated in jail. I think they learn to be better criminals for the most part. Michael Vick's the rare example.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I actually really like Michael Vick now. I can't defend what he did, but and I'm only talking about him as a guy that I see on TV as an analyst and listen to him on podcasts and watching that 30 for 30 they did. I mean,
Yeah, it
Michael
was
Vick
really
is
shitty what he did, but I
yes.
respect he turned his life around, trying to make it, do better for himself and for the world.
Yeah. But Henry, I mean, you know, you and me drink how I
Yeah.
drank this past weekend. I got not shit faced, but I was feeling good. You know what I didn't do? I didn't fucking drive my car 120 miles down a busy street, you know,
No, if I ever get drunk in their place, I'm either calling an Uber or I'm calling my father. Either
or I'm
way, I'm
fucking
going
sleeping
home, not
there.
driving, or
Hmm.
fall asleep where I'm at, like usually I do.
Yeah. Yeah. That's,
Regardless, I'm not fucking driving when I'm drunk.
yeah. I mean, that's the other thing. Like, oh, it was the alcohol. No, you're still aware. And I mean, you don't make, it doesn't help you make good decisions, but there should always be that thing in the back of your mind. I mean, Drew,
It was
you've
called
seen,
self-discipline.
yeah. I mean, Drew, you've seen me when I am fucking shit faced.
Well, you get real gay real quick.
Yeah. And yeah, I get goofy. I don't, other than that time when I almost burned my house down, I don't do stupid shit. I stay stupid shit, but I don't fucking be like, you know what I'm gonna go do? I'm gonna go to McDonald's. Where are my fucking keys? You know what I have? I have
Oh,
fucking
drive
DoorDash.
through? Okay, we'll drive through the building.
Yeah. No, you know what I have? I have fucking DoorDash. I remember last time I got super shit faced. Um, it was right before Christmas. I mean, you saw it in the group chat. I remember that night I ordered DoorDash, McDonald's, and heck, I even was like, okay, I'm gonna wait till this guy leaves because I know he doesn't want to deal with some drunk asshole. And that was me after drinking a whole bottle of tequila. So I mean, if I'm that self-aware, he's that self-aware to not be a selfish asshole.
Yeah, like it's like when you drink, you need to be aware of your surroundings.
Hmm.
For men and women both, you need to be aware of surroundings and where your situation.
Hmm. I mean, that's the other thing. Like when me and Crystal and Ashlyn, when we go out, downtown and stuff, we've done that twice now. I don't drink enough to where I'm not able to freaking kick some motherfucker's ass if they do something to them.
Yeah,
Yeah. Now then they can do whatever they want, but me,
when I got super drunk,
mhm,
Adam's an idiot, but you know what? I still thank Adam fucking taking me home that night. And
yeah, dude, that's the other thing. Adam and Curtis, I don't know when they're gonna be back on the show. I mean, I put in the group chat, y'all, that hey, when we record and Drew's the only one to respond, so that's when I'm like, okay, I guess it's just gonna be me and Drew again.
yeah,
Yeah. So, but me and Drew have good chemistry and we have good back and forth. So,
yeah, yeah.
speaking of, oh, were you about to say something?
No, go ahead.
Speaking of that night when I drank all that tequila, I think I've told you this story, but I didn't tell the story to everyone else. So there was this chick that started texting me out of the blue, and she wasn't ugly, she wasn't hot, she was just middle. And I was talking to her, and she would blow up my phone, and she was kind of annoying. But I was like, I'll text her, I'll be nice. Then one day she sent me a picture of her holding a freaking knife with her hand covered in blood. And I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna talk to her. Well, drunk me is really horny sometimes. Just ask Drew. Like I said, I get very gay in the group chat. It's coming from somewhere. Man, man, minimal, or man, woman, mineral, or vegetable. It's coming
If
from
it have
somewhere.
if it has hole and it can walk, he's
Yeah.
fucking.
Yeah. Well, so I started texting her and I was using some of my good material that only comes out whenever I'm drunk. But I was drinking, so I wasn't driving. So I'm like, if you want this, you're gonna have to come here. Well, I started typing out my address and then I passed out on the couch. And then I woke up and saw that my address was typed out, but I didn't hit send. And I was like, thank God I did not give the freaking knife chick my freaking address. Otherwise, we would probably not be recording this podcast right now,
Yeah, you either be dead or getting pegged.
or I probably wouldn't have a dick.
Yeah, probably.
You'd be doing this podcast with Katie, not Cody.
Oh my god.
Uh,
Oh man.
and I would be an ugly ass lesbian.
I mean, to be honest, you can make a hell of a lesbian. So all you have to do is
uh,
shave the beard and get a wig, you're good to go, Cody.
uh, no, I've learned I can't do long hair. Like I got my hair cut on last week, and God, it feels so much better. Like I had a shitload
I'm
of,
usually bald again. Like even
yeah.
like short hair for me is too long for me.
Mhm. Dude, I've been sleeping so much better ever since I got my hair cut.
Yeah,
Yeah, it just it really does make you feel better and like your head doesn't feel as heavy and shit.
yeah, it really does.
Yeah.
I mean, like
But
my even my big ass forehead, I still feel better when my bald head has walking around with no hair.
yeah. I mean, I'm also enjoying my hair while I have it because my mom's dad's bald, my dad's bald, and his dad's bald, so I'm gonna get it from somewhere. The baldness is coming.
And when that day happens, we're gonna rub our noggins together,
We're gonna
touching
touch
tips.
tips. Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm
uh,
good. But
uh,
we got backlash this week. I uploaded a predictions video if anyone wants to check it out. It's at almost 300 views. Drew, do you got any predictions for that show? Anything you think crazy it's going to happen?
to be honest, I don't even
Hmm.
know who's in the backlash.
You got Bad Bunny versus Damian Priest. That's probably the biggest match. And then Cody Rhodes versus Brock Lesnar.
You know what? I might actually might watch that one.
Really?
I want to see Bad Bunny beat his ass.
Yeah, it's going to be a good ass match. Because, I mean, the two appearances Bad Bunny's had, the one he had at WrestleMania a few years ago, and then the match he had with, or then he was in the Royal Rumble. Both times he looked really good.
Yeah, to be honest, he might have like a better match than like most of the wrestlers are in the current roster.
Yeah, he can work.
And yeah, and that's kind of sad.
Yeah, I know. But, and like Bad Bunny, I don't really listen to his music that much, but I've seen him in interviews. He seems fucking cool. Like, he seems like he's an awesome dude. But, oh, I did have one more thing I wanted to mention. I played Madden, the new one. You know, I said I wasn't going to buy it, but it's free to download on Xbox right now.
Oh,
So I
how
was
that
like,
turn out?
Uh, all right so far, I guess. I figured out a way to get around those stupid throwing mechanics. The ones I was telling you about where you kind of have to hit the bar and that determines how accurate your pass is. If you just mess around with the settings, you don't have to worry about that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I do got some highlights actually that I think I might post on my YouTube. I'm not sure yet because I've been the shorts king lately with posting shorts because those have been getting a lot of views. I want to say thank you to anyone that's watched those shorts and subscribed to the channel because we're at 319 subscribers right now. So, I mean, heck, that's a lot of growth over the last month.
Nice.
Yeah. But like I don't know if you can see this play right here where I'm playing the linebacker right there. And then you see over here, left side, I got that completely covered. And that won me the game because there was 10 seconds left. And then I just slid and ran the clock out.
Yeah.
And then this right here was the ultimate fuck it throw because he has the pressure coming right here from the right side. And the only person I see open is Lamb. And I'm like, it's either going to be a touchdown or an interception. It was a touchdown. So it
Nice.
plays like any other Madden.
This is pretty much a new DLC.
Yeah, pretty much. But like I said, I promised myself I wasn't going to give EA any money. You could call this a loophole, I guess. But I mean, it was free to download because of Game Pass.
I mean, technically, you hold up your word. You didn't give me your money. You got it for
Yeah.
free.
I was like, it's free to download. If I play this and get pissed off, at least I didn't spend $70.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, I'm still not going to buy. I'm not going to say that. If I see improvement with Madden 24, I will buy it just
But
because,
as of right now, it's kind of like unlikely.
yeah, because I mean, I've been having a lot of fun with NBA 2K23. I mean, that game is the shit.
Now, speaking of NBA, have you
Hmm.
seen the Lakers and Grizzlies game?
Which one?
Um,
I know
when they went 120 to 85, something like that.
the one that clinched the series.
Yeah, pretty much.
Hmm.
I I never see so much people be behind LeBron James back until
Hmm.
fucking Dylan Brooks pretty much beat a little punk.
Yeah. I know, and all Dylan Brooks did was talk himself out of a job because the Grizzlies said they're not going to re-sign him at all.
No, I normally don't watch basketball, but I
Hmm.
watched that game, and I was glad he got humbled.
Yeah, and I talked
I am
about
not a
this on
LeBron James fan, but for that game, I was.
I talked about this on the podcast last week. Actually, I used to be a huge LeBron James fan. I had a poster of the block that he had in Game 7 of the 2016 NBA Finals because he was the one I was rooting for because I'm like he's the only one that can take down the Warriors.
Yeah,
Because I did not like the Warriors because they, whooped Oklahoma City's ass in the conference finals. So LeBron was the person I was rooting for then. That made me a fan of his. And then, they faced the Warriors the next couple of years after that. So that really made me a fan of his. But ever since he's gotten to LA, he's became more of a fucking douchebag.
yeah, he became an LA douchebag.
Yeah. I mean, I was happy when he broke the scoring record just as a person who used to be a fan of his, but I just no. That and there's more players who I think are more interesting than him. Like I really love Giannis,
Dude,
and
I'm a
then I
big
mean,
Giannis fan.
but
He's such a humble guy to watch and listen to.
but that's the other thing, man. Giannis, I'm disappointed in him because as the number one seed, you lose to a play-in team in the first round. And me and RT at work, we were talking about this. What would his legacy look like right now if Kevin Durant had normal sized feet? Because Kevin Durant's foot was over the line in that game 7, and instead of it being a 3, it was a 2, And so instead of them winning, it tied, and they went to the overtime, and the Bucks won. And then Giannis won the finals that year. If Kevin Durant's foot was a normal size, Giannis doesn't make it to the finals that year.
Yeah, you're not
So
wrong.
it's yeah, so it's like his legacy is, I mean, he's gotten lucky because otherwise he would be Tony Romo right now. He would be labeled as a choke artist. And he kind of is already getting that label after this past series loss. But
Yeah,
yeah, so that's the thing. And then like the Suns, I'm rooting against them because I fucking hate Kevin Durant for leaving Oklahoma City. Yeah, 7 years later, I'm still bitter about it, you bitch.
dude, for
So
real. Even I'm bitter about it.
yeah, that and Kevin Durant's just a fucking asshole. So I hope the Suns lose, which sucks because I do like Chris Paul and Devin Booker, but fuck Kevin Durant. There's
Dude, the
not really.
fucking you could argue say he made the Oklahoma City franchise and pretty much
Mhm,
fucking fly them the bird.
mhm. The only team I'm kind of rooting for right now is Miami, just because I like Jimmy Butler. I mean, it'd be cool if the Lakers won, um, just because I think it would make Skip Bayless's head explode if LeBron won another ring, and that's the chaos I want to see, LeBron and Skip arguing. So that's my reasoning for wanting LeBron to win another ring. But I'd be cool if Jimmy Butler won because I really love Jimmy Butler's game.
Yeah, Butler's real underrated.
Hmm. And then I like Eric Spoelstra, their coach. I mean, the Heat, they're kind of a easy team to root for. Now, were you ever a fan of Wings of Redemption or Boogie 2988?
Boogie.
Do you know who Wings is?
I might know his face, be honest.
Let me pull up the freaking you'll know this meme whenever I pull it up. Oh, let me click on images real quick. This.
Yep.
So that's Wings of Redemption. He used to be a YouTuber. He mainly did like Call of Duty and stuff like that. He was paired up with FPS Russia and Woody's Gamer Tag on that PKA podcast. Well, him and Boogie are going to be having a YouTube boxing match May 13th.
Oh, that's gonna be hot.
Yeah, going to be over 800 pounds in the ring.
Oh man, I want to see two big fat men sweating chest. Ooh, that gets
Yeah.
me going right now.
Imagine if they're both shirtless, just their freaking man titties flopping around.
Hmm.
But yeah, that's May 13th. And like I said, I still am a bit fan of Boogie. I don't really watch him anymore. Wings of Redemption, I more watch stuff making fun of him because he is like a fatter version of Bildo. That's a great way to describe him, actually. He so he once said that you needed a passport to travel in between states. And then he
No
also
way you
said,
said that.
yeah, which is actually, I've heard that from one other person actually who um, I'll tell you about later. But, and then he also said that you could make a woman come by kissing, which I don't care how good of a kisser you are, that ain't gonna happen.
I don't know,
And then
Cody. If you kiss me, little
that's
Drew down there might get a little excited.
it's because you're a two pump chump though. And then the other thing is he had a stream like 1v1 on Call of Duty. I think it was like Modern Warfare 3 with Steenanders, I think is his name. I don't know, but dude, look it up. It's funny as fuck. He gets beat by a guy who wasn't a Call of Duty player, and they streamed it on Woody Gamer Tag's channel, and he gets beat, and you just hear him throw the controller, And he goes quiet for a while, and then he goes, "Broke my fucking controller." And he freaks out. He yells at Woody, "Why'd you stream that shit?" And so, if I'm rooting for anyone in this fight, actually, it's going to be Boogie. But I thought that was a interesting thing. Just as someone who's been on YouTube for a long time, I mean, the first people I really watched were like Mr. Technical Difficult and Silencer and Minnesota Burns, and that led me into watching guys like Wings and FPS Russia and stuff
Yeah.
like that. Yeah, so that's how I found out about it.
Did you hear Jerry Springer passed away?
Yep.
Man, that's
I'm,
sad,
I
to be
wasn't really a
honest.
fan. I wasn't really a fan of his show, but I liked him.
Yeah, because he was a really he didn't want fame get over his head. He always said he was very thankful for
Yeah.
his fans and shit.
Hmm.
Yeah, but you know what? I was a big fan of his show. I always like seeing white trash fight each other.
Hmm.
It's my favorite thing is watching white trash fight.
Yeah. I I've never watched a full episode of Jerry Springer, but I've watched like clips on YouTube and stuff on TikTok.
But anyways, rest peace to the man, the myth, the legend, Jerry Springer.
Hmm.
You're in a better place, my man.
Yeah. Yeah, it shocked me when I read it because they said he passed away from cancer, and I guess he was having like a private battle with it. It wasn't known that he had it.
Yeah, because to be honest, I never knew he has cancer.
Yeah, yeah, I don't think it was public knowledge yet. There was someone else cool who died. I can't remember who though. Oh, and then Jamie Foxx, did you hear about him?
No, I did not.
I guess he's been in the hospital for like 3 weeks. He had a stroke, and they say he's not in good condition right now.
Seriously?
And Jamie Foxx is only like 55, and
No, that's
he's
that's scary. That's really young still.
he looks like he's in good shape. I mean, he doesn't look 55, but also black don't crack, you know.
Yeah.
So that sucks because I fucking love Jamie Foxx.
No, like he really take care of himself too.
Yeah. So I really hope he makes a full recovery. Um, I'll be listening to Gold Digger to show my support. And have you ever watched that Beat Shazam show he's on?
No, I
That
haven't.
that's a great show. Like, you know what Shazam is, right? The thing that identifies music.
Yeah.
So you gotta like guess the song faster than Shazam.
Oh,
And
really?
yeah, me and my mom watched it. It's a great show. And Jamie Foxx, he hosted, and he's awesome on that show. And like I said, him on Gold Digger, that's the only thing that makes Kanye West tolerable to me. So Jamie Foxx is really the reason why that song's popular. I mean, that Kanye West owes his career to freaking Jamie Foxx.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, you're not wrong, man.
yeah,
Jamie Foxx played a huge role for Kanye's career
yeah. So thank you, Jamie Foxx, for all the entertainment that we get from Kanye West from
and
that
all the
crazy
good
ass.
movies he made.
Yeah. Oh, dude. We, I was just thinking about pulling up his movie list, but I mean, that's a shitload.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that was episode 10. When I was looking earlier today, I was like, damn, this is going to be episode 10. I really thought about getting some champagne to celebrate, but I'm still broke after missing 3 weeks of work, so that wasn't happening.
And we still haven't talked about the Cleveland Project. Let's go, baby.
Damn. We're gonna make it to like episode 20 before we ever talk about that.
We're gonna keep blue balling our fans. Let's go.
Heck, that was an and like this episode, we were struggling to find stuff to talk about. We had three subjects going in, but we stretched it into probably almost an hour
Yeah.
because we got the countdown going right now for 2 minutes and 50 seconds. But thank you to anyone that's made it to the 10 episodes.
And you
Appreciate
guys are
it.
troopers because I don't know how the hell you listen to episodes of bar bullshit.
Yeah. I appreciate the support last week on the solo episode. It got like 20 something views, and I think it got like 4 views on Spotify. Spotify has been kind of struggling lately ever since they changed the format, so we haven't really took off as much there as we were. But things are going good. My channel is growing a lot, which, that's where this podcast ends up. It's at 320 right now. I'm hoping by August it'll be at 400, and hopefully we can end the year at 500. And the more you grow, the faster you grow. So
Yeah.
yeah, so things are taking off there. Plus, it's kind of a down period right now because the NFL, it's in the off season. We just had the draft, and nothing exciting is going to happen until the beginning of the regular season. And then that's where I'm gonna really have a lot of shorts. I'm just gonna post shorts throughout Cowboys games of me screaming.
Oh man, I can't wait to see the Cowboys go at 500 again.
Eh, well, hell, now it's impossible to go 500 since you have the extra game. You either go 9-8 or 8-9.
Yeah, true. You're, unless your guys are going 8-9.
Eh, I don't know. I think the Eagles are gonna have Super Bowl hangover, and I think the Giants and football team or Commanders, whatever the fuck they're called, they're not gonna be as good. So I think Dallas has a good shot at making the playoffs as either a wild card or winning the division, but I don't see us going to the NFC Championship, and that's what I want.
Yeah.
But we've stretched this out long enough. Like, anyone that made it this far, comment that your pee tastes like pickle juice if you made it this far. And I hope everyone has a good night.